mental health absolutely needs to come back into the conversation, potentially more than ever before, if we want to continue to awaken safely and honestly continue to ascend. What I'm noticing with a lot of people who are coming forward is that there's a deeper nuance here than potentially ever before. And it's this: is what they're dealing with a spiritual interference, some form of psychic attack, something on a soul level that in this lifetime they are meant to disconnect, remove, and restore? Or are we dealing with something chemically imbalanced? Something where somewhere along the way, on their spiritual journey, they replaced mental health concepts with spiritual word salad. Everything became an affirmation. Everything became about ego death. Everything became about dissolving the lower mind. Everything became about future projecting for this ideal self that they had control over. And then they were seemingly all good. And then next thing you know, they're absolutely mentally not okay. And of course, as you know, there's a gray area here, because there's conversation definitely about attachments that happen that create mental decline. But there's also a conversation about, well, how sound was their mind? How balanced was their mind? How simplified have they made their mind? How safe of a space have they made their mind? And there seems to be a deeper correlation here. In my personal opinion, as someone who has experienced clients who have been in deep spiritual psychosis, and we've rewritten their natural path and their divine order, to then those that I've had to not work with because they are dealing with something on a mental level, even though they're talking about, Orion factions and intergalactic war and being a starseed and feeling, using spiritual terminology that might seem like what they're dealing with is spiritual. But first and foremost, it's actually chemical. I think those of us that are really deep in this work right now, that are aware that it was not 14 days to flatten the curve, and it certainly wasn't, a few years to ascend, we're realizing that sustainability truly does come from a compassionate, quiet, thoughtful mind and a very foundational understanding of your own body. And I think until we stop supplementing mental health conversations for spiritual concepts, we will always be one step away from not being okay.